Videos about like how I've been doing for the last 2 months, April and June, since you know June is coming to an end pretty soon. As you know, if you've been watching my videos, I've been leaving my house for 2 months straight. Um, Sometimes it's just like just leaving. I want to go like a block away. Sometimes I'm going like half a mile. Yesterday was the first time I went over a mile. Even went onto the freeway. Went inside a little shop, even though it was like at a gas station, which to me that's still that was the first time I went inside anywhere for in any shops for for a year. Well, the last time I went inside a building was when I went to the hospital, but that was back. That was like in October 2016. So, I mean, it feels good to be able to do it, and I wasn't panicky. I felt normal. Yesterday, my anxiety was pretty low throughout the day. I mean, I had like really had moments where it was high, like a 7, but it didn't last that long. Maybe I didn't notice it, but I even cleaned the swimming pool yesterday. First time I did it for a long time because I get so unsteady, and anything that's like when I'm looking at the water, when it kind of makes waves, I'm standing still, it makes me feel like I'm moving, so it kind of makes my unsteadiness worse. But like right now I'm a little unsteady, but I'm okay. I'll just like, if I feel really unsteady, I'm just gonna like sit and just like look at something straight ahead and focus on it, and then then I'll just like focus on that and nothing else. But yeah, so every day I've been leaving. There's sometimes I only leave to my backyard, my front yard, but even though that might not seem like much to some people, for the longest time I was having a hard time just leaving my bedroom. When I first had this, I can be in back in June when it became housebound, because my first panic attack happened in May 2016. I was still leaving my house going to work, but once I had my panic attack at work, that's when everything changed. That's when I didn't feel safe leaving the house. But yeah, so what I've been doing lately, just going out the house, leaving my safe zone, which was my bedroom. Even when I leave my bed, sometimes I will feel so panicky. Going to the kitchen, the bathroom, walking down the narrow hallways, things like that, I would feel so uncomfortable, because as soon as I leave my bedroom, the entire house doesn't feel like, it feels like I'm leaving my bedroom into someone else's house that I had never been in, even though, because it's still my house. It's just like my brain is telling me you never been here, even though I know I've been here. It's just like, you're fighting your mind, and I wouldn't really call it a mental disorder. It's just like you question yourself. It's sometimes like your mind is just like doing it to you to protect you, because you're like overworking your mind. So yeah. So when I start slowly leaving my house, I started leaving when I'm like kind of half asleep. That way my mind is like kind of relaxed and calm, which is normally at night. And when it's at night, you know, I don't really see things clearly. Like right now, the sky is blue and everything's like so bright. And well, at night it's like everything's dark, so I don't really pay attention to it too much. So that's what I did. I slowly left my house at night, walked down the block to the corner, come back, do it again the next night. So once I get comfortable taking that first step out the door, then I will slowly work my way up to doing it early in the morning, when it's like, everyone's sleeping and it's not like really light outside still. The sun is coming up, so that's what I've been doing. So I'll work my way up to leaving my house like in the evening. Then I slowly work my way down to the afternoon to like, and then to the morning. So that's how I've been doing it. When I started leaving my house back in last year, I was doing it in the morning, and I couldn't leave in the afternoon or during the evening. So it's like kind of backwards compared last year to this year. Last year in late summer, I was leaving my house in the morning, even though I didn't really go far, but I was leaving the house during the morning. And then this year, I was having a hard time leaving in the morning, so I'm not too sure what happened. It's probably because I been having this, because I haven't been leaving in the morning, so that's why my mind and body is not used to being outside in the morning anymore. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. And other than what I've been doing when I leave my bedroom now, and I don't really feel too panicky at all. Sometimes I do. It's like that. It's like that mind telling you where you think you're going. I don't let it. I don't stop and like really pay attention to it. I just leave. If my mind's telling me one thing and then I just go and do it. It's like I'm going against like what my mind is telling me. So if my mind tells me, this is as far as you can go, we know you're not going to go you're not going to take that next step to the next block. Even though that next block is like across the street, I still do it. So when I do it, I do feel, because I feel more panicky, because in my mind it's telling me, it's like, I'm gonna make you panic. But once I do it, I feel panicky, and it slowly calms down, because I did it, and I tell myself, I say in my mind, like, nothing happened besides feeling panicky. And because that panicky feeling sucks and it's scary, as you guys might know. But when I do it and then I don't feel panicky anymore, and then I slowly get used to that the next block. So I work my way up from like leaving my bedroom to going to like a different room in my house. Like even going to the living room was kind of a nightmare for me, because as soon as I go to the living room, it does not feel like my own house. I would look at it and like, well, where am I at? So once I got used to that, I worked my way into a different room. So I'll stay in like a random room in my house for like a few minutes here. Once I feel panicky, I'll let the panic come, let it go, and then I'll do the next day till I don't feel panicky at all, and then I'll move to the next room. So I'm doing it like baby steps, like getting used to like different streets, different parts of my house, so I get used to it again. Another thing I do is like I make sure I leave my house when I'm feeling most panicky. I know it seems kind of strange, because when I do that, I rather leave my house when I'm more panicky than leaving my house when I'm calm and get panicky. Because when you're calm and you're panicky, once you leave, then you want to run home. But when you're panicking and you leave, right, you don't want to run home, because you want to leave your house when you're panicky. So it's like you're tricking your mind. You're doing the opposite of what your mind's telling you to do. So that's what I've been doing. So it's kind of like basically when I'm having a panic attack, instead of just laying on the bed and like trying to fall asleep, so I don't feel panicky, I just stay awake. I'll leave my house so I can feel panicky, walk off of the panic mode. So that way, when I get used to being panicky outside my house, and then once I get used to that, I go to I'll keep going to like a different street, get used to that street, feel panicky there. Once my mind gets used to that, I move on to a different street. So sometimes you see me riding my bike at the same street. It's because like that street is where I feel panicky the most. So I do that so I can feel calm and less panicky. So once I do that, I keep moving on to the next street. So it's 'cause it's baby steps, because some of us can like go for like a mile, a certain, let's say we can travel a mile down south, but when we're used to it, but when we try to take that next, when we try to travel like a mile up north, and we get panicky because we never been there, so we're like, oh, I can't do it, you know. So that's why I try to get used to like my surroundings before I take the next step or go somewhere else. Because like I'm thinking my family wants me to go to Reno, Nevada, and Lake Tahoe, which is about 4 hours away from me. And I do want to go because I used to go there once or twice a year since like 2006, 2007. I've been going there like at least once or twice a year. So the last time I went there was back in March 2016. That's before I had panic attacks and whatnot. So because I want to go, I'm not too sure of how I'm gonna handle it. But that's why I've been like trying to get used to my surroundings, stay in different rooms in my house, because if I'm gonna stay in a hotel room, I want to get used to it by, you know, staying somewhere else in my house, so my mind doesn't tell me, oh, you can't be outside your house. So that's what I've been doing. Another thing that kind of helps me, if no one asks me too much questions, like, you know, where you going, stuff like that, it kind of helps too, because when someone asks me too much question, my mind's so we like having all these thoughts like, where you think you're going, blah blah blah, you know. So no one really asks me any questions, so I can leave my house a lot better. And when I go home, if someone asks me like, oh, how far did you go this town, like, you know, they don't mean it like in a bad way, but you know, for us that have this disorder, we're always thinking like negatively about ourselves, and we always think like, if someone said, oh, you're doing a good job, in our mind like, oh, how come they don't want to say we're doing a great job, you know. If they say doing a great job, we think like, oh, they're lying, they probably just mean we're doing a bad job. So it always starts with like our mind and how we react to what people are saying. So that's why I've been like ignoring my thoughts. Even though when I get these thoughts, like my mind's telling me, like right now my mind's telling me I can't be out in my backyard, but you know, I still did it, even though not feeling really off balance or anything. It's just the way my body doesn't feel aligned. So like when your body doesn't feel aligned, like you feel like, you know, one side is like leaning towards the left because you're gonna feel off balance, right? So if I notice my body is off balance and I feel a little dizzy and lightheaded, it's because my body isn't really aligned. I can tell because this side is like kind of sitting higher than this side sometimes, and this side is lower. Like right now it's like I'm in pain trying to lift this arm up. I'm not too sure what happened, but whatever. And of course, like this past 2 months, I still have panic attacks, but I'm having them without really panicky. I'm pretty calm when I have it, instead of like there's still times that like when I get them I do want to panic, but I remind myself that I've been like this for like 13 months, so you know, if something bad was going to happen, if I had like a bad condition that's fatal, I wouldn't be here talking to the camera right now. So that's why I have to remind myself. Plus I don't get these symptoms and sensations 24/7. They come and go. So if I did have something that was fatal, or like something like wrong with my brain and whatnot, I would have had it 24/7. When I say 24/7, I mean like, you know, I would feel it as soon as I wake up, and as soon as I wake up I would feel it, right? But that's not me. I don't feel it as soon as I wake up all the time. Plus, how many of you guys feel some of you guys say you feel it 24/7, but ask yourself, does it feel better at certain times in the day? Like, let's say if you get it in the morning, but it slowly goes away, let's say it goes from a 10 out of 10 to a 5 out of 10, you can't really say you feel it 24/7, because if you say you feel it 24/7, it will always be at the highest peak. It wouldn't be like, you wouldn't have like a 5 out of 5 or a 2 out of 10. Like for me, sometimes my symptoms are not even there at all. I'll feel like myself. So that's why for me, I don't like saying that I have it 24/7, because it's not true. I don't have it 24/7. Sometimes I'll feel one symptom for 24/7, how when I'm awake to I'm sleeping, then yeah, I can say, yeah, I have it all day, but sometimes I won't have it all day. Sometimes one symptom will be worse than the other. Like sometimes my stomach will be really upset, but I won't have any head pressure. I won't feel dizzy. Sometimes I'll feel dizzy, but I won't have head pressure, and my stomach hurts and whatnot. And sometimes I'll go from having a stomach to having headaches. So it's always different. Like at certain times I'll feel a certain symptom. Sometimes I won't feel anything at all for like a day or two. So that's why I don't really say I have it 24/7, 365 days a week, because it's not really true. Well, at least for me. Another thing that I don't like saying is like, if I keep thinking that I'm having like something like a tumor, gonna have a heart attack or whatever, then you're gonna realize when you look back, like how many times you thought you had a heart attack. Does that mean I've been having a heart attack for 13 months straight? It feels like it all the time, yeah. But if you always know that same feeling, that same sensation, then you kind of know that it's just anxiety. So that's why I've been telling myself, like, it's just anxiety. It's scary, yes, but nothing has happened. Even though you don't want to feel this way. Who does want to feel this way? And then of course sometimes when I have a new sensation, I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Am I dying? Because it's something that you never felt before. Like right now, like my arms feels like there's a bruise, but I don't see any bruise. So of course I think there's something wrong with me. But if I feel like normal tomorrow or the next day, and then it comes back, then I'm like, okay, nothing went wrong, because it comes in and goes. So it must be another anxiety symptom. So I think that's been helping me is like, when I get these symptom sensation, sometimes I do ignore them, sometimes I pay attention to them. So when I pay attention to them, it makes me more panicky, but at the same time it's like I'm allowing myself to feel this way and not get scared. Like right now, I'm not really panicky. I'm pretty calm. I would say I'm at a really low level anxiety right now. It's like about 3 out of 10. It's just that my body's in pain, but that's it. I'm not really feeling too off balance or anything. It's just my eye floaters are like kind of annoying me, but that's about it. When I went to Costco yesterday and went to the Safeway gas station, they're not in the same area. They're just like about 7 minutes apart, but I felt normal. I feel like myself. Like everything, my surroundings are everything. It feels real. It didn't feel like I'm looking at the screen, So that was good. I wasn't panicky. Before I left, my dad asked me, "Are you ready to go?" I was excited. I was like, I've been ready. So he was happy. My family's happy. I mean, even though I didn't go inside Costco itself, I went somewhere. That's all that matters to me. So yeah. Another thing I notice when I leave, when I'm feeling panicky, I just leave. I don't turn around, even though sometimes I feel like it. But like when I say I'm gonna go back home, I never do. So I kind of start off. So overall, I start off by leaving my. If you're like me and you have a problem leaving your room and you know you can't stay in a different room, that's where I would start off with. Start off with a room that you don't feel comfortable with. Stay in there for a few minutes, let that anxiety build up, and then leave once it calms down. And then do it again the next day. Once you realize that you can do that room, go to the next room in your house. But if you're okay in your house, but you're not okay in the backyard or whatnot, go stay in the room that's closest to the backyard and look out the window. And then once you get used to that, just take a chair, sit between the door, like half your body outside, but you're close enough to the room. Get used to that. Slowly move your way out, and once you get used to that, then you can work your way into the front yard. If you have a backyard that has a gate that leads to your front yard, like I do, then you can, instead of going to your front yard, to your front door, go to your side door. That's what I've been doing too, because it feels like my mind doesn't know that I'm in the backyard compared to the front yard when I'm leaving through the back door. So you can do that too. So let's say you're comfortable in your backyard, but you're not comfortable in your front yard because you can't make that first step out the front door. You can do that. Just leave your house to the side door instead of looking at the front door. Take a chair if you have one. For me, I have a bench in the front yard, so I just sit on the bench. Or if you want, you can just take a chair, like stay by the front door, open it, sit there for a couple of minutes. When you feel panicky, just sit through it, close the door, and then do it again till you feel comfortable. So just keep moving your chair forward. And once you realize you feel safe, then you can take that step outside, go sit on the driveway. If your car is parking, if you have someone that's parked in the driveway, ask them if you can sit in the car. You're still outside, but just sit in the car, leave the door open so you can feel. So you're basically outside, and then you're inside the car. That's what I've been doing. Taking little steps. It could be like a foot out the door every few days. For a while, I was just sitting on the bench. Till finally one day I felt too comfortable at the bench, so I worked my way up to the curb, and then that's when I just walked to my neighbor's house. And then once I get used to my neighbor's house, I walked to the neighbor's house. So once I got too comfortable with all those areas, then I worked my way farther each time. And if there's any streets that I get panicky at, I keep going there too. I don't feel panicky anymore. So yeah, right now I'm about to just head back in, but overall I'm pretty happy. That trip to go to Reno, Lake Tahoe, is about 4 hours away. I'm going there somewhere in July. I'm hoping I can make it. I won't be driving. That's one thing I still have to work on, is driving again, because I haven't drove for a couple of months. So see how that goes. I'll probably try to go at night or something, or early in the morning, so I can sleep. I can sleep in the car pretty good. I sleep like a baby if I was in the car and I'm not driving. So the only thing is being in a place like in a big building, surrounded by people and feeling trapped. That's one thing I need to work on. Going to that little store I did yesterday, that was like a little baby step for me. It feels like nothing, but for me it feels great. but to some people it feel like nothing because like you're like, oh, it's just a little shop. Well, it's only like one customer, one employee, and a couple of people outside. I don't really feel trapped when I'm outside anymore. Now it's more like being inside, like building with like how do I run out and escape? It's probably because like my second panic attack happened at the mall. That's why the first one happened when I was in my car. So that's why my car is my trigger, and being stuck inside a place is another trigger for me. So that's why I want to work my way up. Like last August 2016, when I went for the car ride for like 15-20 minutes or so, even though I did it, I was panicky all the way on the car ride because I didn't take baby steps. I just went in the car with my car with my girlfriend driving and my daughter. So I kept picturing that first panic attack in my mind. And plus, I didn't take baby steps. So now I'm taking baby steps to get comfortable with each area, and then keep going forward each time. But when I go to that trip to Reno, of course, I can't take like baby steps. So I'm just going to take one big step, but hopefully it works. I mean, I'm not going to say that I'll be 100% clear by doing it, but it will. By doing so, that means that I'll get used to leaving the house and feeling less panicky from leaving the house. Like I'm accepting how I feel. Not just accepting how I feel, but maybe I won't be scared of it. And once I'm not scared of it, I won't even notice like if I'm dizzy or not. Sometimes when I'm dizzy, really dizzy, and I know I'm dizzy, but I'm not scared at the same time. And then when I'm not scared, I don't notice it, even though I feel so off balance. I'm just like walking around feeling off balance, and then I don't let it stick to me. So I don't know if I'm actually dizzy, how I'm not, how I'm just creating that dizziness in my mind by thinking about it all the time. So yeah. So yeah, right now I'm just gonna head back in my house, and I'm about to eat my dinner. I won't be eating outside. There's too much flies bugging me. Like they were flying all over me. The flies don't bother me, but like there's too many bees and other insects flying around. So I mean today I was like a little off balance, on and off. Right now I am, but nothing too bad. So yeah, I'll show you like see, this is what I mean. Yeah, I get used to my house by staying right here by my gate. Once I get comfortable by this area, then I slowly move to the front. But sometimes I'll just move straight to the front yard and just sit there. So it's depending on like how I am. Sometimes when it's at night, I feel more comfortable just leaving my front yard to front door, because it's so dark that my mind think I'm sleeping, so it's calm. But during the day, sometimes I'll stay right here, get used to it, and then I walk out to this gate. So if you have like a gate or a side door, and you get comfortable with your backyard, but you're not comfortable with leaving your front door, just grab a chair, just sit right here. Once you get comfortable, you can open the gate slowly. Once you get comfortable with that, just move along to your front of your house, and then on your driveway and whatnot. And then after that, just take like a couple of steps from your backyard to your front yard, and then from your driveway to your neighbor's house, and so on. That's what I've been doing. And once I get less panicky, that's when I move to the next step. I mean, to the next house. So yeah, I'm about to head back inside and eat.